Alrighty. Welcome back to the first episode in a couple of months from podcast Deep Left Field by Castellanos.
We're pulling a Manfred.
We finally ended our lockout.
Listen, the players conceded and we got everything we wanted because all the propaganda and the media worked against them. No, quick aside, we stand with the players. At least I do, 100%. And I like that this is the social media age and they can talk about it. But the lockout video will come later. For now, we're going to do a little preview into this season, how we're feeling about divisions and teams in general. Obviously, a lot of our opinions on this topic are subject to change, barring certain signings. So we might talk a little bit about like this team's third, but I could see them being second if they sign this player or that player, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. Personally, that's how I'm going to do it. I think they're, the guys are good with that. So, which division shall we start with? What do you think, Pat?
The NL East.
Okay, the NL East. Going right into it. Boach. Who is
Why
the
am I
worst?
first? The
You want to
worst.
go last? Do you want to go last?
No. If we're going by like who we think is gonna be the worst, I can do
Can I
that.
go first then?
Pat, you can go first.
I'll just get it started with who I have winning the division.
Okay.
I think the Miami Marlins winning the division because hear me out here, Butch. After they finally end this lockout in July and they're like, let's do another 60-game season. 60 games, anything could happen. Let's have the Marlins make the playoffs again.
Got him. Okay. All right. So I will start because I've prepared a little bit of an idea of kind of where I have teams. That's where I'm at right now. Got my trusty index card. I don't know who to pick to be last, but I'm going to go with Washington. I think the team is solid, but they're not. I think they need another year for Ruiz and Gray to really, step into where they need to be. And fourth, and I almost had them last, is the Philadelphia Phillies. Alec Boehm is going to be okay. They still don't have a shortstop. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Third place, the Miami Marlins. I have Sandy Alcantara winning the Cy Young Award. So I have to have them at least third. I also think Trevor Rogers is a really good pitcher. I like Eliezer Hernandez, the legend.
So bad.
He's not bad at all. He's just hurt. And I like obvious Sael Garcia. I like that move a lot. I think Joey Wendell's going to be a nice little piece for them in the infield, kind of throw them in different places. So I think they made some nice moves this year, and I think that they're not there yet, but I think that they can be better than the Phillies. In second place, I have the Mets, and here's why. Max Scherzer, great signing. Starling Marte, very, very good signing to my heart. I'm a very big Starling Marte fan. I don't trust health yet. And I think that's pretty fair to say just over the last however many years. They just can't stay healthy. If they do that, then I could easily see them with that kind of pitching staff being number one. But I don't have them yet. And number one, I have the Braves. Ronald Acuna's coming back. I assume Freddie Freeman's coming back. If Freddie Freeman leaves, we can talk about it. But I have the Braves as my number one. Pat, do you want to give us a rundown of your five?
Sure, because I do have one. I have one of the five as same as you. So
interesting.
I've got the Nationals at 5. There's just not a whole lot going right for the Nationals yet besides Juan Soto.
Besides Ted Williams, they have nothing.
Whoa. They've got Strasburg coming back from the grave.
They have Strasburg, who's going to pitch 11 innings this year.
Because he has thoracic out syndrome like Matt Harvey.
He's going to pitch 11 innings this year.
How many years does he have left on his contract?
A lot.
5, 4, something.
A lot. I think it's like 6.
I thought it was only like 2 or 3 at this point.
No.
I mean, look, he resigned it after the World Series. That's 2019.
That's what I thought it was a 7-year deal.
I mean, look.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
Because this is a serious thing.
So he's got 5 years left, including this year.
Oh my gosh.
It will be a nice addition.
What'd you say, Pat?
He will be a nice addition to whatever contender trades for him at the deadline.
Nobody wants him.
He can't stay healthy. I wouldn't want him.
He had the surgery that ended Matt Harvey's basically career.
Steven
like-
Strasburg is Batman.
The Dark Knight. But
Hey,
like that
this is-
messes with your shoulder and nerves and it's done.
This isn't really going against my point that they have Juan Soto, and that's about it.
That's what I'm saying. I have them last
Whoa, whoa,
year.
whoa. Keeper
Well,
Ruiz.
you just said they have Steven Strasburg, then pointed out why he's not going to do anything this year.
Again. So Keibert Ruiz and Josiah Gray are very good pieces, and I thought it was a little bit low in terms of a prospect return, but I thought those two prospects specifically were really good. I would have liked them to get a couple more like player to be named laters or like top 30 guys from the system, but those two guys are very good, but they are not going to be great this year, in my opinion. They will be very good, but not this year.
To be fair, Ruiz was really solid in the limited time he had.
No, I think he'll be a very good catcher. I think this is gonna be his first like long-term stint in the MLB. And no matter who you are, even Trout struggled his rookie year. He got AL MVP votes, but there was periods of struggle, and I think that those are going to be a little bit longer for a guy like Keibert Ruiz.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Pat. Continue.
Oh yeah, then I had the Marlins. I like the Marlins. I think they'll be better than last year. They're slowly getting better and like getting ready to compete for the division over the next 2 or 3 years. But I still think the rest of the division is too good for them to finish anywhere near the top three because I don't see them hitting 500 yet.
I do.
And then I'll have the Phillies at 3. Actually, no, I'll go Braves at 3.
Okay.
I think even with Freddie Freeman, they're on that World Series high. They will not get off to a good start the season just like last year.
Whoa. You might forget that Mike Soroka might be back by July.
Or he might just never play again.
Don't disrespect Mike Soroka. I traded Grayson Rodriguez for him, okay?
Exactly.
And Tyler Glass.
And Lamette.
I didn't trade
Oh no, some good.
I traded
Really?
Glass. I traded Glass now and Rodriguez for Soroka. Pat traded Lamette and Boz for Glass now.
Easy dubs.
You traded Soroka for Boz, Rodriguez, and Lamette.
And Lamette. Lamette is not my team anymore, but we move on.
Anywho, I think they'll be on that World Series high, and I don't think they'll be clicking right away to start the season. And I think this time, like last year, last year they didn't they not even win 90 games last year? It's just because the rest
They
of
had
the
88 wins, I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
Okay, but it's important to remember that Christian Pache hit 111 last year, and this year he's going to hit 350. It's important to remember that in center field.
Wow.
probably
They got. Do they re-sign? Do you think they re-sign? What's his name? Soler
No, maybe.
and Eddie Rosario.
I don't think they re-signed both.
I think they get one of them. Yeah, if there's a
They get
universal
one
DH. If there's a universal DH, I think they sign Soler.
Yeah, but they also have Ozuna coming back.
I don't know.
I personally don't think he should be in the MLB, but he's coming back. So he's playing left field probably, and Acuna's playing right.
Or DH because he's filming
Yeah.
his dramatically since
True.
his shoulder surgery.
Yeah. All right. So you got the Braves at 3, riding the high. Mets at 2 or Phillies at 2?
the Phillies at 2. It's gonna be a close NL East race after the Phillies get every single free agent according to Boch.
It's true. He has predicted every free agent goes to the Phillies. So
No, but I do think they got another two big names, whether it be two or a big bat and a decent sized bat to fill out that lineup, and I think they will come in second.
okay, is it Dave Dombrowski there? Is that his name?
The guy from the Red Sox.
Yeah, the one that's
GM?
in the one that's in Philly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if he trades Bryson Stott and 2 other prospects for somebody. And if that happens, I can reevaluate my rankings. But for now, I don't think they're very good. I think they need to sign either Story or Correa and another piece, and I don't see them doing that. I just don't think they have enough money. But
And then last but not least, the New York Mets, just on the sheer fact that if you get DeGrom and Scherzer in the same rotation and you finish anywhere below first, you are complete disappointments.
But remember,
are
they
just-
also have Mark Canha, so they have to be first.
That's
You're
true.
also like forgetting the fact that Mets cannot play baseball.
You're a Met fan. Be a fan.
Okay. I can be a fan. I can be an honest fan. And the Mets
you're-
just forget to hit a baseball for 3 months of the year.
Okay, but what are your rankings?
I was gonna say Miami last, and then I thought, damn, the Nationals actually have no pitching. So I'm gonna go the Nationals last. There's gonna be a huge gap between the other teams. I think Miami is in fourth. Sixto should be up this year. Should be contributing. I like Jazz, and I like the pieces they've surrounded him with. Kim is a really good GM. Third place, Philly. I think they need another pitcher or reliever and one
Reliever
more bat.
definitely. Reliever
They
definitely.
they need two outfielders, of course, and they can bypass. I think with Didi at short still, but I don't know. His was it arthritis he has and his medication he has to take.
Didi can't feel the baseball.
Now hold on here, because Didi Gregorius is the
He's a free
perfect.
agent.
No. I was
All
say
right,
Didi perfect for the Phillies if they can actually get to the playoffs, because the man is insane in the postseason. They just got to get him there for him to start going off.
Which is why I need to sign Trevor Story.
It's because your infield is not bad. You have Hoskins, Segura, Didi, Bohm. It's your outfield that is completely buns besides Bryce Harper.
We'll see if they have Bohm.
Besides,
I think Bohm will bounce back, but we'll see. Because if he's hitting 230, he's not playing in the major leagues.
That is, I don't know. But like your pitching, you have Noah Wheeler, you have the guy from the Rangers, I'm forgetting his name. Kyle Gibson, you have Ranger Suarez.
Zach Eflin.
That is solid. I say you need to get Chris Bryant.
I say you need to sign someone like Michael Pineda and just throw him in AAA. The Boch effect.
I did say that, but that is also a thing they could do. But they need to get
No, they can't. No. This is the thing they cannot do. He won't sign and play in fucking AAA.
No, but they need a reliever bad. Hector Neris, I think, is a free agent. They try to make some moves last year.
Yeah.
No, but I don't know. Trade for Hader, maybe that could be something they could do. But I don't know. They're just third. They're just not above.
Fair.
I think the Braves or Mets in talent. So I have the Mets in second. I think they're going to be hit by the injury bug. A lot of their players are above average, but not star potential. And yeah, Atlanta's in first. I love their infield is amazing. Outfield solid, great pitching depth. Bullpen was really solid. I just think they come back better than last year.
All right. So that's the NL East. Moving on to the NL Central division that has caused a little bit of a debate in this group before, with my correct prediction last year. And it holds true to this year that the Milwaukee Brewers will once again win the division. Hunter Renfroe added to the outfield. I think Yelich is healthy, hopefully, after the back injury, and he has not an MVP year, but some semblance of what he used to look like, compared to what he was this year. I think Renfroe is going to be really good for them. I like Willy Adames a lot. I've been very vocal about my appreciation for Willy Adames. And I think the pipeline continues. I've made it clear to the people in this call that Aaron Ashby is the next great Brewers pitcher. It follows the Brandon Woodruff, Corbin Burns, Freddie Peralta, really bad, then went to the bullpen, then went starting again and were pretty good, and then he's going to be really good. And I think he follows that pipeline. I just think that they're one of those teams right now that has enough talent to win that division. In second place in that division, I have the Cardinals. I could consider the Cardinals winning the division if they sign a shortstop. I just don't trust DeJong and Sosa that much as a combo. But I do think it's a very, very close, like possibly even a 163 game race. 3, I have the Cubs. I think Stroman's a good signing. I think Schwindel's going to be good. I don't trust the Reds, which is why I have them at 4, because I think that they might eventually trade Castillo or Sonny Gray and I don't think Castellanos comes back, so I don't really believe in them very much. And then, the last is the Pirates. They don't have anyone.
Well, we're getting
Brian Reynolds.
No, better than that.
O'Neal Cruz.
O'Neal Cruz, the GOAT.
I mean, they will. I think Quinn Priest is a really good piece. I like Cornel Cruz a little bit, but they're not there yet, and I think everyone knows it. Anyone like to go next?
I just want to add in the Pirates might make a run at the wild card in 2028.
Possibly.
It's 2026.
No, 2028, because they'll draft Bronny James, and then LeBron will sign with the Pirates because he's going to go whoever gets his kid. That's what he said.
It's go time. What's your predictions?
I'm going.
Yeah, you're going.
Okay, Pittsburgh is last because Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh. Unless Henry Davis can come up in like a year or two, they have really nothing going for them besides Brian Reynolds.
If he comes up in a year or two, they would still not have him this year, might I add.
I know. I'm trying to think of like any good pieces they have besides Brian Reynolds and O'Neal Cruz.
They don't.
Oh, they have what's his name?
Brian Hayes.
Brian Hayes. Yeah, he's good. That's about it. They're last place for obvious reasons. The Reds, I think they're going to trade a bunch of their pieces and rebuild. Dolo comes up this year. Hunter Green comes up this year. Cubs in third. I like Stroman, but I think there's still a distance. Like there's a huge gap between third and second
I agree.
in that division. This is tough because Milwaukee has a great manager, but a less talented roster than St. Louis. I think Milwaukee comes in second this year. They come in second.
I don't know what you mean by less talented, but
I think they have less talent. I think they have less talent all around. If you count it, because compare, I think they're just better. Goldschmidt, Arenado,
Tyler O'Neill,
Molina, yeah, Bader, Jack Flaherty. There's a bunch of things. St. Louis first, Milwaukee second. But I think, like you said, it's like I think there's like a three game distance between those two teams.
Patrick Kelly.
That would be me. Oh, that's my name today. Dang. I will take the Cardinals winning the division. I've got the Cardinals as like a. Do I dare?
Game.
I was gonna say I have the Cardinals as a 100-game winner this year. The big triple digit.
Maybe. I think health is a big factor. We'll see if Flaherty can stay healthy.
And then as much as I want to put the Cubs second, just because they're the Cubs, I'll have the Brewers. And then 3 through 5 don't really matter because I don't see any of them being above 500. But obviously, but I'll go Cubs 3, Reds 4, Pirates 5.
So we all have the same bottom of the order, and we just have a couple differences top.
Maybe the Reds jump the Cubs, but I don't see it really.
It'll really depend on post-lockout moves.
Yeah.
It was so funny because like before you guys started speaking, I almost put the Reds at 2 just to put the Reds at 2. And then I was like, do I really want to put the Reds at 2? And now they're all the way down at 4.
It's true. All right. The last division in the NL West. One of the best divisions in baseball. I don't know who to put fifth. I'm going to put the Diamondbacks fifth for now. But we'll see. The Rockies fourth, but they're both like utter garbage, like bottom 4 teams in the league.
Yeah.
In third place, I have the Giants. And I know both of you probably disagree, and I think both of you know why I have the Giants in third. Although Pat might not actually. I like Logan Webb a lot. I think he makes a really big run this year, but they lost Gosman, and although I don't think Gosman was that good in general, I think it was a contract year playing better than he is. I just don't trust them. I don't know. Without Posey either, I really like Joey Bart, but I don't think he's going to be a very good hitter. And he's not that good defensively. He's like pretty okay. I have the Padres at 2 because I don't want to go crazy. But I do think that a lot of their stuff had to do with I mean, Yu Darvish is a serious question mark because they removed the sticky stuff and the guy had a 6 ERA after that. But Snell looked really good to end the year. They signed Nick Martinez, who I like to be in the starting rotation. They still have Clevenger coming back. They have Joe Musgrove, who's really good. And then if we can get like a good year, maybe out of Paddock, or we can see what they can do with Lamet, or maybe Mackenzie Gore jumps up, or Ryan Weathers looks good, or Adrian Morejon looks. So they have so many starting pitching options.
Is there too many starting pitching options?
Yes, there is. And I think that it should be Mackenzie Gore. I do think that he just needs to pitch the MLB. I just think that's the only way to do it at this point. But especially just like getting him as much time with Ruben Nimda. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the guy from the Guardians that came over as the pitching coach. I think just getting getting Gore in with him will be really beneficial. And then I have the Dodgers at 1. They have one of the best teams in baseball, hands down. So that's my list. Anyone else would love to?
Hold on, before Butch, would you agree that the Padres have too many pitching options?
100%.
So how was signing Paxton and Pineda? Because
they would be in AAA.
Okay. Anyway, so for anyone that doesn't know, which is all of you, the 3 members right here recorded a podcast about 3 months ago, somewhere around that date after the World Series, talking about possible moves for the offseason, right? And the Padres were the team that we started with because the Padres are my favorite team. And Boch's suggestion was that they didn't have enough starting pitching depth, so they should sign a bunch of 10-year MLB veterans who had pretty okay years and could easily start 5 or 6 different rotations in baseball and throw them all in AAA and just say, fuck the rest of the farm. You guys are all pitching in AA and just call them up whenever they needed to. And now they have too many options just 3 months later. All right. And nobody's gotten healthier. In fact, everyone's gotten worse.
Well, I don't think you're going to see Gore, of course.
Gore, you're going to see Gore this year for sure.
I don't think you're going to see Gore because he's been.
You are 100% going. I'm telling you, you're going to see Mackenzie Gore this year. He might not be up to start the year, but he will be pitching in the MLB at some point this season.
I will show you pictures of him to make sure you see.
You might not see more John because they might just do a long Tommy John recovery and make sure he's healthy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready to go now. Diamondbacks 5, Rockies 4. Very clear on that. It's not a matter of which goes which. They both might be bad, but I have even a big gap just between the Rockies and the Diamondbacks, just at 4 and 5.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Without Trevor Story, who do you like on the Diamondbacks? I mean, the Rockies. Sorry. Who do you think is going to have a good year?
Yes.
The whole team.
I'm a big stan of Ryan McMahon. I'm a Ryan McMahon stan.
I like Zach Veen. He's not up until 2024.
It's not that I think guys are going to have good years. I think it's even amongst the worst teams, Arizona is that much worse. And
maybe. They don't have any pitching. So
they have Madison Bumgarner.
So they don't have any pitching. I will say though, Ketel Marte should be healthy this year.
He's going to have a
really good year. And I really like Dalton Varsho as well. Mm-hmm. Anytime you have a catcher that can also play center field, you're going to get a plus from me. But I also have the Diamondbacks at 5.
The Rockies at 4. I agree with the Giants at 3. They got rid of, or they're not, as of right now, they don't have the biggest part of their run last year, and Chris Bryant.
True.
I don't think he goes back to San Francisco. So without Chris Bryant or those other guys,
he wasn't good in San Francisco.
No. He wasn't great, but he was good.
Average.
No. Above average. No.
I know he's your favorite player, but
where's baseball reference when you need it? Then I thought I was gonna have the same predictions as you, Reinhardt, but then you went with the Dodgers at 1. I'm gonna put the Dodgers at 2. I don't know. I just feel like like I don't think Kershaw comes back. So I just feel, or maybe he does, but I got a feeling he doesn't come back just because like a lot, like it was very weird the way things ended with him. Like they didn't give him the qualifying offer. There was like no negotiation talks before the lockout. Like it just seems like
Okay, so I agree that that's a little bit weird, except that I don't think Clayton Kershaw's worth $20 million right now. So they'll probably, I think I see him more like 3 years, 36 with the club mutual option out the third year, maybe something like that. And I don't think they talked to him because they're pretty confident he's coming back and they wanted to deal with Chris Taylor and or Corey Seager. Personally, that's just my opinion of how their offseason is.
very well could be. I'm back and forth on what happens with Clayton Kershaw, and right now I'm leaning towards I want to see him on a different team.
Texas Rangers.
Yo,
No,
Rangers getting Kershaw.
If Clayton Kershaw goes to the Rangers, I will just not like Clayton Kershaw anymore.
Interesting.
Whoa, you forgot before the season started. It's supposed to be Greinke, Kershaw, and Verlander to Texas.
Another reason why I have. I mean, Joseph Verlander is in Texas. Another reason that I had the Dodgers at 1 over the Padres, and now I would love for the Padres to finish at 1. Tatis didn't get surgery, so he can still mess up his shoulder.
It's a bad move.
He did physical therapy. He thinks that he got some recommendations from a couple doctors that would be better than surgery. Boch would know he messed up his shoulder.
It doesn't help. It's like it's okay for a couple of weeks, but then you get the pain. It's over.
I don't think it is humanly possible for Cody Ballinger to be any worse than he was last year.
Oh,
It could be.
He hit 150.
It could be worse. You could hit 100.
No, he can't. So him closing his eyes and swinging the bat, he'll hit 150.
I did forget about him, and I am on the Cody Ballinger bounce back tour. But anywho, I'm still gonna have the Dodgers at 2, just because. Not because they're going to be much worse. Like they won 106 games last year. I don't think they won 106 games again. And I could see the Dodgers and Padres battling it out, like a game 1, 2, 3 scenario there. They're both at 96, 97 wins at the end of the season, and I'll give the edge to the Padres. So Dodgers 2, Padres, because I think by that point in the season, if all goes well, Padres will easily have the much better rotation. I don't want to say actually never. Easily, not want to say easily, but I think they'll have a better rotation at that point, and pitching in September will give them that extra edge. So Padres at 1.
I don't know if they'll. I think they'll have the more experienced rotation around that time. Because like if you're putting up like Musgrove, Clevenger, Snell, let's say on the 1, 2, 3 at that point against Bueller, Urias, and Dustin,
maybe
May,
Bauer,
back.
Bauer.
Maybe Bauer, maybe Kershaw.
So I don't know. Yeah, I definitely agree with you in that regard. I would love for the Padres to be 1, and I do see it as a close race. But I'm going to hold the Dodgers for now because they just are one of those teams like the San Antonio Spurs all throughout the 2000s. We were kind of like, oh no, they're going to be good again.
Yeah, they didn't really lose much besides Corey Seager.
Yeah,
that's about it. And Scherzer, but Scherzer was like they were playing good before Scherzer.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
They were playing good. Yeah, but also before Scherzer, they were in a neck and neck race with the Padres.
They were.
The Padres also just got injured.
The Padres were good. They were in a 3-team race, and then the Padres went like 12-50. Okay, and it was one of the worst 62-game stretches I've ever seen in my life. They couldn't hit. They couldn't pitch. They couldn't field. They couldn't do anything. They looked like a AA team.
They knew how to lose.
They did know how to lose very well. I can agree with that statement.
Like,
they also knew how to pitch their bullpen 7 innings a game.
Because to go 12-50, that's like some dedication to knowing how to lose. Like,
yeah, they were just bad. All right, so that's yours, folks. Where are you going?
Arizona is last because they trade Ketel Marte soon.
I like that.
I think it's a matter of time before we get traded.
Che, maybe take some notes on the trading Ketel Marte idea.
Colorado is above them. They're pretty bad too, but they still have Herman Marquez. I have Giants at 3. Wait, what happened?
I said 30-game winner Herman Marquez.
30-game win. Yeah, he's the war on him is
0.54 ERA. Herman Marquez.
third is the Giants. Almost every single one of their players, besides maybe Yastrzemski, had an above average season and maybe career best. I don't know if that's sustainable next year because you lost Posey and you have a bunch of injury prone pitchers. Wood is always injury prone. My gosh, what's the lefty
He's-
from DeSclafani was also injury prone before that. I think they're due to get back to average.
A regression
And
to
second-
the mean.
Yeah.
I would say.
Dodgers. Oh no, let's just say Padres in second. I just think there are some holes in that lineup.
Not enough starting
Like two.
pitchers.
Not enough starting pitchers. No, not enough relievers actually.
They are. They do need another reliever. Andrew Chafin maybe would be a good pickup there. Maybe we're at
You
Tepper.
need a closer.
Michael Pineda.
No, they don't.
You lost.
Melanson. Emilio
Melanson to the
Pagan can
Diamondbacks.
close. Drew Pomeranz can close.
Maybe he
yeah,
might be cooked though.
he could. They also signed somebody to be a reliever. I don't remember his name, but they signed somebody, and he should be in the bullpen.
Mhm. But I just think there's a couple holes that need to be filled in the Padres still. But they're going to be really good. And the Dodgers are number one because you still have Muncy, Trey Turner, Justin Turner. You got re-signed. Oh my gosh. Chris Taylor, Bellinger, AJ Pollock. Is he a free agent? He might be. But your team is still amazing. You just got to re-sign Kelly Jansen.
Padres signed Luis Garcia, by the way.
He's pretty
So
good.
He is. He's solid. Okay, that's the NL. I imagine that. We're saying it's a 5-team playoff again for now?
Yes.
Until we
I
hear
think it'll be
otherwise?
expanded. For now, it'll be 5.
For now, are we all on board saying Dodgers, Padres, Brewers, Cardinals, and then Mets or Braves?
No.
What are you against, Pat?
The Brewers.
Brewers are going to win 105 games.
No.
Yeah.
Well, maybe over the next.
We just sit down and talk about pitching, and they have. I would argue they have the best pitching staff in the NL over the Mets.
Regression to the mean. Corbin Burns will stay good though.
Corbin Burns will stay good.
I
Brandon
think
Woodruff will stay
Peralta
good.
drop back a little bit.
I think Peralta gets better.
I don't know. That's questionable. But I think there's 2 NL East teams, 2 NL West teams, and the division winners in the Central.
Exactly. And then I have the Cardinals winning my division. So I'm same boat. Yeah. No Brewers.
I disagree heavily. All right, we'll move to the AL. AL East to start. Pat, you want to start us off here?
Oh, of course. Not sure if you guys been following, but Baltimore's made some key moves. They are going to win the division.
If
yeah,
I win the
100%.
division, you mean have the least amount of wins? Then I agree.
I also, I got Baltimore in last. This is another tough one because I don't know who I want to be. I don't know who I want to be 3 and 4 between Tampa and Boston. Boston 4, Tampa 3, Blue Jays 2, Yankees 1. If I were to look at this not as a Yankee fan, I'd say Toronto is probably going to win this division. But because I do like the Yankees, I will obviously put them at 1 in it. But I think Toronto will be right up there with them.
All right.
What do you think the Yankees are going to do for the pitching? Because it looks like Patrick right now.
It was Cole. Are you talking about starting rotation?
Yeah, it's Cole, Talion,
Severino,
Severino, Montgomery, and Herman. The last 2 are kind of spotty.
Davy Garcia, and Luis Gil, or Gil, however I say his name.
Gil.
Those guys are both gonna play.
But can you trust a rookie in the division race?
Yeah, if you have to.
I don't know. Maybe you sign a Michael Pineda homecoming.
Throw him in AAA.
You throw him in AAA.
Michael Pineda comes anywhere near pinstripes, I will leave the Yankee fandom.
Again? Well, he was already a Yankee, so
Yeah, I know. That's why.
Do you remember all of last season when Bose was yelling that he was on Pine Tar?
he was. And then he sucked the second half.
I'm talking
That's why I
Pineda.
traded him. That's why I traded him. Okay, so I am similar. I have almost exactly the same issue. I just have two teams flipped. Pat.
Baltimore number 1.
So last I have Baltimore. In fourth, I have the Red Sox. 3, I have the Yankees. 2, I have the Blue Jays. 1, I have the Rays. The Rays are another one of those teams that they're just gonna win. They're just one of those teams that they're gonna find a way to win. They have such a good farm. I like Patino to have a really good year. I think he's gonna get some more pitching opportunities in the rotation. I like Baz. I like McClanahan. They signed somebody.
Kluber.
They signed Kluber. I don't know. I just feel like they're a team that's gonna be good. However, if the Yankees somehow get Freddie Freeman off the John Heyman report, I would have them at 1.
If they don't get Freeman, do they go for Rizzo or Olsen?
Rizzo.
Because
Okay.
they have to get Olsen, you have to give up one of your shortstop prospects, and I feel like the Yankees want to hold on to those two.
Are they really attached? How do you guys really attach to Peraza?
I don't know. I think so, but
They are. I mean, not like at the end of the day, if the Olsen deal materializes for something that's not crazy heavy, like Peraza and a couple maybe Peraza, Gill, and Wells.
And Duhar.
Wells and Andujar, maybe those 4 could probably get it done for Olsen. But I think they won't give up Volpe personally. I think they're not going to want to trade him right now, at least. If they're neck and neck with a team, maybe they're neck and neck with the Blue Jays, and a really good starting pitcher becomes available, and they're top 2 in the AL right now. It's Blue Jays, Yankees, and then whoever else. In the entire conference, I could see them pulling the trigger on trading Volpe, but I don't think they will. Just because they don't have an answer at shortstop right now.
This is why they need to sign Story or Correa. They have to.
I really like the Blue Jays, but I don't know. It's a lot of guys on the team that I think overperform a lot, but we'll see. They also could just be underrated, and I'm underrating them, which is very fair because I'm not tapped into the Blue Jays circles the way one member of this group is.
I'm a big Blue Jays stan.
Yeah, we know. However, if they call up Gabriel Moreno, I will be fully tapped in because he is.
I don't think they will.
Prospects.
Not this year. Not this year.
See. Not early. He could definitely be up in September. Though.
Spring, maybe September, but even still, they have 3 really good catchers that are
he's better than
rotational players. I don't know. I see how Kirk develops this year, but he might be gone. Baltimore, last. I'm still mad. Their 2019 first round pick has not played a game yet because he had the COVID issue. He got COVID, had a heart condition.
Who is
but
it?
He's still top 100. Heston Kjerstad.
Yeah.
He had a health issue, so his development's been slowed.
Is this the only reason why they're last? If he played a game last year?
I'm just saying their future would be a little bit better. Maybe the season would be better. If he played a
game 2 years ago, they would be first.
No, but they're still forever away. They have literally no pitching. Even their pitchers are cheaters.
In the minors, they have pitching.
That is true.
Grayson Rodriguez even has to. Is Heston Kjerstad a pitcher? Am I bugging?
He's an outfielder.
Outfielder. Okay, I was like, that doesn't sound like a pitcher's name to me.
But they're not even maybe 2 years from being anywhere somewhat relevant.
I think Grayson could come up late season.
Grayson could come up late in the season. Maybe Rutschman comes up halfway through the season too.
Oh, I think Rutschman could break camp. They don't have a single good catcher on that. They don't have a single catcher on the 40-man roster right now.
They lost Severino, right?
Yeah, he went to Milwaukee. 105.
Yeah, that's not a big impact. That's not in a big. That's not.
That's like a downgrade from Milwaukee.
Well, no, they still have Omar Narvaez.
Yeah. Okay, so 4 Boston, I just think the patch, they lost Rodriguez, lost Renfro. I don't know why they took back Jackie Bradley. They signed a Rich Hill, Waka, and Paxton. Those guys aren't doing it for me. I see development from Tanner Houck, but not better than the top three. 3, I have the Yankees. I don't think their starting pitching is good enough. Italian, inconsistent. Their back two, not great.
Oh, hold up. Also,
Bullpen,
might I add
Yeah.
with the rotation, just to cut you off again. Was Cortez good in the rotation, or was I bugging?
yeah, he was.
Do you think he's in the rotation this year?
Probably.
6-man, or I don't know.
Domingo stays in the.
Okay. Because Cortez is better than Herman, but Herman has like more of a track record, you know?
You mean Didi, and he has 18 wins in a year.
Herman, or yeah, Domingo Herman does have more of a track record of consistently
And
having
beating-
hit rates over 4.
And
But he
beating
had
people.
18 wins, so is he really bad?
No, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying he also had an ERA over 4 that year.
It's true. It's true. Okay.
But he
Coach,
won.
Continue, Butch.
3's the
Sorry to cut you
Yankees.
off.
They need to sign one more player and another pitcher.
So 2 more players.
two more players, one position player, one pitcher. This is tough.
Go with your gut.
Toronto too.
Okay.
Their bullpen is still spotty. I just don't like it at all. It's just you have Merriweather, you have Romano, you have Simber, and that's about it.
Maybe
They
Nate
have
Pearson.
no real hope. I think he's a starter still.
I mean, they're
in
going to
the
use him
MLB.
as a starter just because of his stuff. But if he's really bad, I could definitely see him being a reliever like late season.
Yeah. They have
Yes,
Stripling.
Pat?
I'm trying to figure. Oh, they lost Robbie Ray. I was like, I thought they had 5
Yeah.
reps.
I'm trying to. So their rotation is good though.
Gosman.
I'm trying to think of
Barrios.
Barrios, Barrios, Ryu, Gosman, Manoa, and I'm forgetting someone. I guess it's
Stripling.
Ross Stripling.
Chicken
Ross-
strips.
Chicken strips. Yes. So
I do think they have a 5th though. Let me look it up.
why am I forget? Like I actually watched this team. Like why am I?
Let me ask the Blue Jays fan. Hey, Boach, who is your last pitcher?
Depends. It was a wall. It wasn't a wall, but like it kept changing. They usually used to do openers. Yeah, there's like
There doesn't. I mean, it looks like. I mean, do you go? Do you go Nate
Pearson?
Pearson as the 5th
I
starter?
think
Do
you go.
you?
I think you gotta. You have to.
Or chicken strips?
But chicken
Okay.
strips is really bad.
I just want to throw out there. I said my predictions realistically, if I was looking at this non-biasedly, I'd have the Yankees at 2, Blue Jays at 1. I just want to switch that to Yankees at 1, Blue Jays at 2, both ways as a fan and just looking at it from an outside perspective.
Mhm.
Now
I don't
they
know if
no
you could say that though. I don't know if you could say as a Yankee fan that I'm looking at it from an outside perspective. Like if we were to do a Western Conference prediction, I have the Suns win the whole Western Conference. But like you can make the argument that they don't have the star. I mean, I disagree because I'm a Suns fan. I just feel like making that argument like as an outside fan, like it's just not going to work. You automatically value certain people more as a fan, even if you don't think you do.
Yeah.
No, I think I do.
I value Alejandro Kirk. They might honestly trade Alejandro Kirk for Pablo Lopez and to make for the 5th starter, which is honestly a really good deal. I would do.
No, because what happens there is Pablo Lopez doesn't help the Marlins get the 3rd best record in the NL East, and therefore my prediction is wrong.
But they do get a solid catching prospect that can prove and hit like 280 to 300 in the league.
They don't care because they have Jacob Stallings.
He's not good.
He literally
owns
is
Edwin Diaz.
He is the best defensive catcher in baseball.
That's not true. Tucker Barnhart. Alejandro Kirk is much better than I think Jacob Sullins for the
He's
future
not.
of the Marlins.
I think he's a proven 280, 300 hitter in the MLB.
Yeah.
What did he hit last year?
Let me look.
242.
But he's proven, Pat. He's proven he can hit 300 in the majors.
With his career batting average of 259.
Well, excuse me, because he batted 375 last season.
No, that
Two
was
years ago.
didn't.
2 years ago.
Gabriel Moreno hit 372 in the minors. Is he proven?
Alejandro Kirk hit 375 in 9 games 2 years ago. Clearly enough to say he's proven.
He is. He's proven.
He's a too good. If you had said a proven 260 hitter, I would have agreed without looking it up. But once you hit 280, 300, I had to.
He had a cold stretch. He was batting
He had
really
a full
good.
season cold stretch.
No, it wasn't a full season.
He had 242 last year.
Because half the season was filled with goddamn Danny Jansen, who's ass.
Alejandro Kirk has played in 69 games in his career, so not even a happy season yet, and his batting average is 259. Yet you want to say he's proven he can be a 280 to 300
Bro,
MLB.
he's got the talent enough to do it.
You like Alejandro Kirk, and that is fine. He's a talented player. He is nowhere near a proven 280 to 300 hitter in the MLB.
Yo, breakout season incoming.
All right, number one, you have the Rays.
Yeah, third the Rays. Got Wander Franco under contract. Randy's still there. You did lose Brousseau and Wendell, but picked up.
You didn't mention the best player on the team.
Yeah, Nate Lau's okay.
No, Nate Lau.
No,
is
Brandon Lau. Same thing. Same last name.
No, actually, because it's Nate Lowe and Brandon Lau.
You're right. He did
spelled
not.
the same.
They do have Nate Lowe's brother, Josh Lowe, ready to come up.
They're on the same team. Nate Lowe was on the Rays 2 years ago.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna connect it there still, but they just basically kept all their starters together when it matters, and they picked up Kluber.
All right, moving to the AL Central.
Before we get to who are their starters though?
The Rays.
It's Glass now. I don't know if Glass is gonna be back, but it's Boz, Kluber.
They are. Glass now is done for the entire season.
No, he's not.
He'll be back halfway through the year.
Most likely 23 is what they're
McClanahan, Boz,
McClanahan,
Patino.
Boz, I don't know.
Patino will start.
Yarborough
and Kluber. I mean, you put your hand up, but that's basically the rotation that won them the division last year.
No, because they had Tyler Glasnow for a lot of last year.
They had Tyler Glasnow for half of last year at most.
Was it even that?
It wasn't even half of the year.
He got hurt second
week of June. So 3 months of Glass, 2 months of Glasnow.
January, February, March.
Wow, he's actually a trade candidate right now. I look up Tyler Glasnow and it says he might be a trade candidate. Stay under the rotation.
I don't disagree on the point of like their rotation name wise isn't as good as the Blue Jays or maybe even the Yankees. But there has to be a level of trust in that organization to develop their pitching because they just consistently do it. And even like a guy like Josh Fleming will do an opener. He'll give you 4 innings and then they'll piggyback Yarbrough or someone, or even they'll bring up some rookie that you've never heard of and he'll piggyback every start.
Yeah, their names are Drew Rasmussen was pretty solid. But then it's a bunch of like young guys. So they trade everyone.
But they'll all be good. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like they'll all be okay. Anyway, moving on. We should move on to the AL Central. I'm gonna go last on this one for a very specific reason.
Because Butch came first. No, I said Butch first.
Butch first. Go.
Okay. Off the gut, rip. Minnesota last. They just really didn't do much.
Alex Kirilloff hits 40 bombs.
And they still come in last.
I'm fine with that. I don't care how they finish.
I'm gonna say Guardians in 4th. It still feels weird to say Guardians. Jose Ramirez might be traded. I don't think so. Just because he's worth their contract that he's under right now. And Still has some juice left. So they'll be fourth. I think Bieber will come back solid. Kansas City 3. If Bobby Wood comes up, they might make
Bobby
a
Wood's
push for
breaking
2.
camp.
So he'll be there. I think he'll have a on and off rookie season. Maybe help them push towards the 2 seed, but I think Detroit takes it.
And won the White Sox.
Number 1, the White Sox. I just
Could be
think
expected.
when you see these teams, I'm like, okay, the Guardians. But in my mind, I think the Guardians are like rebuilding. But they're like they win, so it's weird.
All right, Pat.
Oh, I'm ready for this one. Tigers 5.
Whoa. That is asinine.
Twins. No, Tigers 5. Royals 4. Twins 3.
Who is pitching for the Twins in the universe that you live in?
Nobody.
Kenta Maeda and then Michael Pineda.
Maeda's not even pitching this year. Tommy John.
Who is playing for the Twins that have them at third in this division?
Randy Dobnak.
Uber driver.
Stuber. No, actually, I get who is. That's
Where were the Twins? I think I had them 3, right?
You had them 3. You should have them 5.
We could flip flop the Tigers and the Royals for 4 and 5.
they got Dylan Bundy.
I don't think that'll make much of a difference. Like I'll go Tigers 5, Royals 4, Twins 3. White Sox 2, Guardians 1.
And stole my hot take for the video.
Who do
In
you
fifth
guys
place,
think?
all right, I'm going to explain it to you here, Butch.
Okay.
In fifth place is the Minnesota Twins because they don't have a single pitcher that's good. In fourth place, I have the Kansas City Royals. I think they're good. I think they're solid. I think they'll be around 500. I think Bobby Witt have a good year. I think MJ Melendez comes up and has a pretty good year. I think that Nick Prado comes up and has a pretty good year. So I think that they have some pieces. I would like to see Asa Lacy. I would like to see Daniel Lynch. I'd like to see those guys maybe progress in some semblance as a pitcher because that's really their weakest point is their rotation, I would say. Right, because you got a not too bad of a hitting lineup. I mean,
Santana, Merrifield, Mondesi,
Santana, Merrifield,
Dozier.
Mondesi, Dozier, Bobby Witt, Nicky Lopez is going to be somewhere.
Mhm.
Perez behind the plate, maybe MJ Melendez behind the plate, maybe Prado at first instead of Santana. So there's a lot of options hitting wise there that I think you can mix and match with, but they can't pitch, so they're fourth. The Tigers are third. I think Casey Mize makes a step. I think Scooble is a 4.2 pitcher, which is okay if they let him eat innings. I think that Matt Mannings has a little bit of a better year. I just think that they're going to be okay. I think Torque comes up. I think Riley Green comes up, and I think one of those two guys is going to have a big year. So I have them at third. So I have the White Sox. There's no real reason they're 2. I think they're a very good team. They could be 1. But the Cleveland Guardians won, and I'll explain to you why the Cleveland Guardians are 1. Jose Ramirez does not get traded. That's my first prediction of this thing. Jose Ramirez doesn't get traded. Ahmed Rosario hits 280 again. Other than that, they don't have a lot of hitting. Cesar Hernandez, no, he's not even there anymore. They'll be kind of bad. They'll be kind of bad hitting, but it'll be just good enough. It'll be just good enough. But pitching, here's what I'll say. Shane Bieber, AL Cy Young candidate. Tristan McKenzie becomes Walter Johnson.
The best pitcher of all time.
Go right here.
I actually think Tristan McKenzie has a really, really, really good year because he has really, really, really good stuff. Plesac figures something out and is 3.7-ish. Cal Quantrill has another good year. They need one more starter, and they have a plethora of guys that can try to fill that void. I think
they have.
I think Karen.
I saw a name. Savali,
that's right. He was really good too. So I have Bieber, Savale, Quantrill, McKenzie, Plesac. If they can all figure that, that's a pretty good rotation. And then bullpen wise, I think that Clase has a great year again. I think Karinchak figures it out. I know he only throws 2 pitches, and he wasn't good after the sticky
Merchant.
Stuff. But I think he figures it out because he has pretty disgusting stuff. That I do have the Guardians finishing first. However, it's my bold prediction of the year, and I would very well see them finishing fourth.
It's
Now,
quite
hold on.
possible.
I wanted to add into this with also why I had the Guardians 1 and White Sox 2. A couple main things. White Sox I had at 2 because I don't think Carlos Rodon comes back, and I don't think Lance Lynn is as good as he's been in the last couple of years. And now you're looking at a pretty shaky rotation.
Well, you would just move.
My question to you, Pat. Giolito does better than last year, though, right? Because he wasn't incredible last year.
And Kopech moves to the starting rotation, or they move. Oh my God, he's on my fantasy team. I
The
love
crotch
this guy.
rocket.
The crotch rocket might become a starter.
I think Kopech becomes a starter before crotch rocket.
Yeah, I think the crochet becomes Kopech, and Kopech becomes a starter, replacing
I can
Rondon.
see it.
That's quite possible. Even so, the rotation is really solid. I don't think
I don't
it'll be
know.
a big
'cause
drop off.
The crotch rocket is a guy you love, and he's on your fantasy team. But is he really going to be that good?
Yes.
Yes,
He's
he
actually
had
a good pitcher.
under like 2.5, I think, this year. Like
Yeah.
this is not. I don't.
Like I think in the long, I just feel like that's like a young rotate. Or if not, is he going to be that good? Is he going to be that good this year? Like if thrown into the bigger role,
I think. Well, he's not
He
going to be
pitched
a
a lot
starter.
last year. He had 54 innings last year.
That's not that much.
For
I
a
could
reliever that was injured.
I could see him throwing 80 innings this year and having below a 2.5 again. I think he has really good stuff.
Well, he had a 2.8, but that's like,
I think he could have a 2.5 over 80 innings.
yeah.
I really
His ERA plus though is insane.
get a below a 2.5. It was really a 2.8, but like
No,
But
but like
2.8
his
is
ERA
still
plus
good.
was a 155.
it's cold stretch.
He was 55% better than the average reliever. So that means anything.
It does, but like I don't know. I just feel that's why I have him at 2 because I feel like a lot of moving pieces and a lot of moving pieces in that rotation now.
I mean,
And then
to be
also-
fair, if you're going to take the stance of it's a young rotation, I don't know if I can trust it. Having the Guardians at 1 is pretty crazy because
Well,
their
no,
rotation's younger.
You didn't let me get to the Guardians. The Guardians are also key at 1 based on the sole premise of they've never lost the division as the Guardians.
It's true. They have never done that.
They've also never won the division as the Guardians.
Yeah,
But it's also important to remember that the Phoenix Suns have not lost a single game Bismack Biyombo has appeared in. The
That's
one
what
game
I'm-
they've lost in their last 12 was a DNP against the Hawks.
That is true.
It's just important to keep that in mind when we're doing these rankings, guys, because we are coming up on the AL West.
Mm-hmm. AL West is it's probably the hardest one to rank.
Me and Boats were talking about this when you were getting water, Pat. The AL West is a tough one to rank. And I'm going to go ahead and try my best to do it, but I'm going to do it after one of you two. So
I have my rank.
What?
I have my rank. I can go first.
go ahead, Pat.
Actually, hold up. I have my top 3.
That's what I'm saying. It's
The
tough.
bottom couple are the toughest part.
Angels at 1. Angels at 1. Houston at Seattle at 2. Houston at 3. Wait, what did I say so far?
You said
You have
Angels. Seattle.
you have Angels, Mariners, Astros, and so you still have the Rangers and Athletics to rank.
Yep, there it is. Because I said the Angels like 3 different times there. That's what's it. Angels, Mariners, Astros, Rangers, A's.
Okay.
It's-
Coach, you want to go or should I go? Because I have a pretty wild take in this.
Okay,
I
you
might
should go.
go-
Full save yours.
I should go last because this take is
Yeah.
gonna cause a lot of annoyance among the people in this podcast.
Okay, so I have.
Sorry, I'm changing that.
Okay, what are you making it?
Angels 1, Houston 2, Texas 3, Mariners 4, A's 5. Yeah, I like that one better.
Fucking asinine. Boach.
Okay, let me wait. Okay, because I think I have the A's last. I think everybody here probably has the A's last
Yes.
I'm
Even though I
just-
love Matt Olson, I have the A's last.
because they're just tanking. Their team's a mess.
When was the last
So
time
I have them there, but I'm trying to think. Oh, I completely forgot Robbie Ray went to the Mariners.
he did?
That is quite something. And Ken Giles is coming back this year.
He is. And they still have Diego Castillo, who they traded for from the Rays.
Yeah, they low key kind of won that
bullpen.
trade.
They did. It was a solid little bullpen there.
All right, you convinced me. Look up the 3 in mine.
Okay, so A's last. That's it. And then I think
Looks like
All right, Butch. First name that comes to your mind. Who's 4?
I would say the Angels,
Okay. Who's 3?
Texas,
Who's 2?
Seattle,
And who's 1?
Houston.
Okay. Here is the hottest take of the video coming up. 5, I have the A's. 4, I have Texas. I think that they need more pitching if they want to be up there in the upper echelons. I do like Corey Seager and Marcus Semien a lot. I think they have a chance to get Suzuki. I think Josh Young hits 290 with 25 bombs this year at third base for them. I do like their team a lot. 3, I have the Angels. Could be 2 if Syndergaard looks good. But I think you need to take some time and see what Syndergaard looks like.
I don't even think that's enough. That's still not enough for me.
Then we'll see. 2, I have the Astros. And the reason I have the Mariners number 1 is because the AL MVP, Julio Rodriguez, leads them to that record. As a rookie, hits 325 with 35 homers.
He is a proven 320 hitter in the MLB.
He hit 362 in Double-A last year.
What was
So,
my? Did I have Houston at 2 or 3 in mine? I don't
3.
remember.
2.
You have a 3.
He had him at 2 because he
Did
moved
I
the
have-
Mariners
No,
to
he
3.
had Angels, Mariners.
He moved
Astros.
the Mariners to 4 and then the Mariners to 3. Your final rankings were Angels, Astros, Mariners, Rangers, Athletics.
Nope, that's not good. So give me Angels, Rangers, Astros, Mariners, Athletics. There we go. That's what I'm sticking with. Final answer.
I think there's no way in hell the Mariners don't make the playoffs this year.
They could miss it.
No.
I think they could.
No.
Are they
'Cause
better
I
than?
also have them signing Chris Bryant, which makes them an automatic
Oh.
playoff team on Pat's paper.
But are they better?
They get Chris Bryant. They win that division by 82 games.
But when you look at it, I'm gonna say Houston wins the division.
And why? Why
Just-
is Houston better than the Mariners?
Verlander is back,
Verlander hasn't
and-
pitched in a year.
but he's still back. It's Verlander.
Yeah, but Verlander is not. We don't know Verlander is Verlander. He's now 40, 38.
He's 39. Turning 40 this year.
He's
So
not-
the development of their team will be
Same
pretty
production.
good.
So here's what I'll say. Reasons why the Mariners will win this division. They can hit. They just have hitters. Ty France is a very, very, very good hitter. He's going to hit 300. He played a stretch of 25 games where he hit 105 because he had a messed up wrist. He took 2 weeks on the IL. He's hit 310 the rest of the season without that. Ty France can hit. You have him. JP Crawford's a wonderful defensive shortstop. I have them signing Chris Bryant for power at third. Second base, Adam Frazier can also hit and get on base. And look at the outfield. You got Mitch Haniger, who hit 40 bombs this year. You got Julio Rodriguez, who I think hits 35 bombs. You got Kelenic, who I think hits better than he used to hit. Kyle Lewis is coming back. I think he hits a ton of bombs. Behind the plate, you still got no one crazy, but you have a solid couple guys behind the plate. Now you move to the pitching staff. Very good bullpen. I think they should sign one more guy, but very good bullpen. And we look at their starting rotation. Robbie Ray just came
their
off
bullpen. It's Castillo, Seawald,
Giles.
got Giles off Tommy John,
Yeah.
and
Let me pull it up.
because that's like maybe Seawald has a regression, and Castillo is inconsistent. That's why it's like a thing.
Steckenrider.
No, he's pretty good.
Andres Munoz is coming back.
That's not moving it for me though. Munoz.
Munoz is good. I like Munoz a lot. And I also think they have a couple of guys that used to be starters up there. I think that they have Justin Dunn and possibly Justice Sheffield moved to the pen. Who are 2 guys I think would be pretty good relievers. And then their rotation. And this is my personal version of their rotation. Robbie Ray, Cy Young winner, just won the Cy Young last year. I don't think he's a Cy Young winner this year, but I think he's an all-star pitcher. Marco Gonzalez has a bad back year. Chris Flexen.
He was
has
even
another
bad
good-
last year.
He was
Marco.
worse
He
than
was
normal,
average.
worse than expected.
Yeah.
I think he bounces back a bit. Chris Flexen, I think, is another good year. I believe in Chris Flexen personally. Logan Gilbert takes a step forward, and then you have a ton of options for that fifth slot. Emerson Hancock can come up this year. Matt Brash can come up this year. George Kirby could come up there. All of those guys could pitch in that 5 slot, and it's whoever's pitching well. And even if you wanted to, you can go sign somebody. You can go sign Kikuchi back. You can go sign Rodon back. I mean, not Rodon back, just Rodon in general. But I would say you could go sign Kikuchi because he might not be a great pitcher, but that boy can eat innings if you want him to. As a fifth starter, at a 4.2 eating innings, that's not too bad.
He demands a lot of money. I don't think he's gonna come back.
I don't think so either, but like there's options there for pitching. I think they're going to be a very good team. And I think when Noel V. Marte takes over at shortstop, they'll be an even better team.
I think they're one of the biggest boomer bust teams in MLB this next season.
It
Same
could be
with
true.
Tampa, I think is the other boomer bust team. Or the Mets. The Mets are boomer bust. They could either be disgrace or they could be amazing.
I'll sit here and say that there is a good chance the Mariners could be a bust team, but I'm putting all of my money in that basket. I'm buying one stock and putting all my money into it, pulling it out at the end of the year and seeing how the hell I did.
Okay.
That's my team. I'm sticking there.
Dang. Now I'm ready to rewatch this in like the 60-game season that we get because Rob Manfred.
That's been silent for a while. You have something to say?
No, actually, I don't have anything to say.
I've left him
He's
speechless.
flabbergasted.
Seems as if the only words I can do is, or not the only words I can do. Like the Mariners are a team where it's like I can't really say anything on them, but like just gonna need to like just actually watch them play.
And that's fair if you were to say something like, I just don't believe in them yet. Like that's perfectly fine because they didn't make the playoffs last year. And there's guys that are question marks there. And that's fine. I personally like all of the guys that are question marks there. But I'll also take the stance of I would rather have the Mariners pitching staff than everybody but the Astros. And even then it's a question for me.
Low-key, I
know how
like
Mariners-
Oakland.
Oakland's
like
going to be
Oakland.
awful offensively, though. That's the thing.
I know.
I'm not even talking about Oakland in this conversation because I don't think they have a chance to make the playoffs.
Wait, just in that division?
Yeah, in that division,
Oh, okay.
I have definitely better than the Rangers, definitely better than the Angels, and then the Astros might have a better starting rotation. They have a
Ohtani.
better bullpen.
Syndergaard. That's about it.
That's what I'm saying. And even like, was Ohtani better pitching wise than Robbie Ray was last year?
Borderline.
Right, and so they have
He had
one
one
of
bad
those.
game versus the Yankees.
They have one of those like elite level guys. It's like not in that top tier, but I think like in that tier below, right below Cy Young is where both of those guys rest, Ohtani and Ray.
Mhm.
And then I think the aggregate of the 4 starters for Seattle is better than the aggregate of the 4
Wait.
starters for.
Andrew Velasquez is on the Angels now?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
So was Tyler Wade.
Oh, what the?
And who's the other pitcher they signed?
They signed Lorenzen.
Lorenzen. Yeah, exactly. I just don't like. I think that the aggregate of the rest of Seattle is better than the aggregate of the rest of LA and the bullpen.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
bullpen
this
and
is
the end of the
kinda-
rotation.
The first
then-
2 are solid. Everybody else is. Ugh.
And then with the Astros, you're starting Verlander off of Tommy John at 40.
Mhm.
Right, so he could be great again. He could be Verlander, and I would easily see that. But he could also be really bad. He's 40 years old off Tommy John. Framber Valdez, we don't know if he can stay healthy. Luis Garcia, who I really like. Who's
McCullers.
Zach Greinke? McCullers is really good, and Zach Greinke at the 5 is I don't
Well,
know
he's
who
the
that
free
guy-
agent.
Yeah,
Urquidy. Christian
I think
Javier.
I think
Forrest
that the
Whitley,
Astros- I
or
think
is he?
not Forrest Whitley's had like 95 Tommy Johns.
Yeah.
I think that I'm actually taking this stance. I would rather a pitcher have Tommy John when Glasnow or Lamet or I don't know. Did Mount get it? I don't know. Glasnow or Adrian Morejon just got it. I would rather them have it because everyone's getting Tommy John in their career at this point. It's just like a thing nowadays. So I would rather have them do it when they're younger and there's not a big risk for another Tommy John on that arm.
It's still possible though. Like the
No,
ground.
it is. It is. It is. But
We already had it.
no, it definitely is. But those guys, like in general, like it's not like a career ender anymore. Most guys pitch better, like if they get it when they're young. Afterward, like it doesn't really affect their career all that much. I would say that the Astros have the better rotation. I just believe in the Mariners. I don't like the Astros. So I feel like if you don't like the Astros, then put the Mariners over them and be happy with it.
Anything else you want to say?
I'm done. I finished my rant on the Mariners. How about you, Pat? You got anything to say?
No, I'm good.
All right. So 2 pick the Rays to win the AL East, 2 pick the Guardians to win the AL Central, and there's no consensus in the AL West. 2 pick the Braves to win the NL East, 2 pick the Cardinals to win the NL Central, and 2 picked the Dodgers to win the NL West. So there's not really much of a consensus thus, except for the bottom teams. There's a bit of a mix-up around the top. So it'll be an interesting season for sure. All 42 games of it. Well, that is. Rob Manfred just give players money.
You're including playoffs in the
Yeah, I'm including playoffs in that total, yeah. All right.
Rob Manfred.
Thank you for listening, folks.